are you?
Good morning, Grayson. I'm good. How are you this morning?
I am doing well, and I appreciate you asking about me a little bit here. But now let's turn the attention back to you, Kim, as I would like to know a little bit. And I heard just a little bit about this, but I figure you can really fill us in on it. What about the city of Pana acquiring the movie theater? Can you tell me about?
Sure. Yes. So towards the end of last year, there was some discussion about the city possibly taking ownership of the Roseland Theater downtown. As many people know, it is a very historic theater, very prominent part of our downtown area. Um, there was some discussions with the current owner, and through those discussions the city felt that a move to acquire that theater was the best scenario to make sure that it stayed open and thrived, and stayed a staple of our downtown. So the city officially closed on that January 31st. We did that with no interruptions in operation. We are continuing to operate it as a movie theater, just as it has been, but we are making plans to do some upgrades and some different organizational structure with that as well.
So now, if I go to the Roseland Theater, technically the city of Pana is putting on that movie for me.
Yes, that is correct. We've got some agreements in place currently now with different production companies. You have to have agreements in place with all of them to show their movies, and we are gradually working through all of those, but we have successfully secured Warner Brothers, Universal Studios, and Sony. Some of the other ones are just taking a little bit more time, but we will have all the other major motion picture companies on board as well. So, yes, it will continue to operate as normal. It is still going to be called Roseland Theater, and you'll see the same familiar faces that you have in the past greeting you and taking working the concession in the ticket booth.
And I was just about to ask, actually, if you were able to retain the employees that were previously had. That's great to hear that you're able to keep people in those jobs, keep the Roseland Theater it's as it is right now, but with those plans for upgrades and renovations, what can you tell me a little bit about some of those plans for the Roseland Theater specifically?
Sure. The immediate need right now is a new roof. There are some issues with the current roof. It's old and in need of great repair. It's causing leakage inside the building, which obviously causes some dampness in the area inside, and some damage to the masonry and the brickwork. So that is our first goal, is to get that roof on so we can get it secured. And then also some masonry work needs done again to seal up the building, get it structurally sound so that there is not water leakage and damaging the walls, damaging neighboring buildings. So that's our first goal. Once that is complete, we will start looking at other renovations and some cosmetic stuff inside. But the goal is to maintain the historic value and the historic look on the inside. We hope to eventually partner with a nonprofit organization. There is one that has actually just organized specifically for this project. It's called the Pana Business Alliance. And once all of their paperwork is in order and their nonprofit status is approved, the actual operation of the theater is going to be turned over to them, and they will work in conjunction with the city to, schedule the showings, operate the theater on a day-to-day basis, and also do some fundraising activities to help the theater get back to its former glory.
And Kim, you say it's a not-for-profit organization.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can you explain a little bit how that is going to work? Because in my mind, I think, to keep said Roseland Theater operating, you would need to have a little profit or generate a little profit. So eventually you're passing it over some of the responsibilities over to this company. Can you kind of explain that partnership a little bit?
Sure. Well, it's not a company. Like it's an organization that was designed to help promote, market, and operate the theater. They will be a non-for-profit organization, meaning that any funds they receive, whether it's revenues from actual ticket sales, donations from the community, will be reinvested right back into that theater. It will not go to profit an individual entity or person.
And thank you for kind of breaking that down and explaining it for me, just because I think it makes for no confusion at all if that is the case being had there. And with that, when do you know that they'll be kind of stepping in to take over some of those responsibilities, or is there just kind of a general idea out there for that?
A few of the responsibilities they will start doing right away, mainly the fundraising aspect of it, because of course they have to have funds to operate. So they will start some fundraising initiatives, and then as they get stronger and build up that community base, then more operations will start to be turned over to them to take on pretty much all the duties of scheduling movies, day-to-day operations, and things of that nature. They will also be helping us with a project also downtown. It's right across the street from the theater. It's called the People's Plaza. It's going to be an open air venue area for summer concerts, music, activities, and things like that. The city has a grant for that project, and we expect that one to be complete July of this year. Like I said, it'll be an outdoor venue for bands, small concerts, and it can also be rented too if you have an event, maybe an outdoor wedding or something that you want to utilize the space for.
So, and that kind of brings me into that next question potentially for you, which was, maybe if there was a bigger plan, or if this was kind of part of some additional plans, is this just, not only to keep the historical value and make sure that Roseland Theater continues to be a mainstay of that and the downtown area, is this going hand in hand with an overall project to kind of re-beautify or beautify the downtown of Pana?
Yes, it is an initiative to focus on our downtown and bring the livelihood back to the area that we've had, years past. All small towns kind of have seen the decline of their downtown area, and a lot of towns are, making plans and taking initiative to try and boost that economy back up. And so, yeah, this is definitely part of a grand scheme to get that back in our town.
And I love to hear that, because yes, from Pana to a Charleston or to a Shelbyville or to whatever the case may be, there are a lot of downtowns that need that work, and small businesses that want to come back in or want to restart or whatever the case may be to help bring that flourishing downtown space. And so I love hearing about the People's Plaza as another way to kind of instill that, or kind of create some attention for the said project, and also then taking over the Roseland Theater and helping with that as well. Well, with that, Kim, we've taken care of the first 10 minutes just like that. And so we'll talk a little bit more about Roseland Theater, the Pana Downtown projects, and we'll talk a little bit about some other things going on around the Pana area. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLoss Yonke. Grain and soybean futures have been higher today. We have March corn up 3.5, 495. May up 4, 508.5. July up 3 1/4, 510 3/4. Back to testing recent highs. March soybeans up 6 3/4, 1056 1/4. May up 6.5, 1072. July up 6 1/4, 1086 3/4. March wheat up 7, 586.5, and KC up 4.5, 601 and a quarter. Livestock, April lean hogs up 52, 92.15. April live cattle down 217, 195.95, and March feeders down 410, 264 and 2.5 cents. Crude oil's up another 66 cents. This is the RFD Radio Network.
This is Ashley Basso with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one business banker who understands their business and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your business banker is your single source for all your financial needs, from cash management to lines of credit, from mortgages to equipment loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time running your business, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Big deals for the big game this week at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot. This is Patrick and Jalen here throwing you the deal.
Bone and assorted pork chops $1.69 a pound.
USDA Choice boneless rump roast $5.49 a pound.
100-count bags of Totino's pizza rolls $8.99.
Red Baron pizzas $3.99.
Heads of lettuce only 99 cents.
Tostitos tortilla chips or dips, 2 for $6.
And 12-pack cans of Pepsi products, 2 for $11.
These prices are good through Tuesday, February 11th at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot.
Hope to see you soon.
It's winter, cold wind, snow, all the stuff you as a mature adult don't want to mess with. Time to get on the waiting list at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. They offer a warm, family-type setting, including visits with friends, riding the bus to local activities, have your own apartment, and 3 home-cooked meals every day. Get on their waiting list now so you can enjoy the assisted living lifestyle and not worry about the cold. Stop by or call Administrator Tony Clark at 824-2222, 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
Taylorville Care Center's custom therapy program can help you, whether coming from a hospital stay or just need a little help. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Taylorville schools promote student success because Taylorville schools are A+. Superintendent Brandy Bruley here, asking you to find out all we can offer your students by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station. WTIM.
And we're back around with the WTIM Pana Morning Show with Kim Toberman, Pana City Clerk. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, as well as Pizza Man, Norton's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited. I'm Grayson Bauman. And again, Pana City Clerk Kim Toberman joining us back around here. We've been talking a whole lot about the movie theater, the Roseland Theater, that has recently undergone a change of hands in terms of who owns it and also some plans for it. Kim, is there any other things that we need to hit on with that, or a summary of kind of the plan moving forward?
I just wanted to mention with the theater, a lot of people know, a lot of businesses experience the decline from the COVID days, and it's been very difficult for many to kind of boost those types of services back up. With the city taking ownership and also the non-for-profit eventually becoming the operations side on it, it does help us get leverage and be able to apply for grants to renovate and restore the historical significance of the building that a private owner would not have access to. So that is really one of the goals of this collaboration, is to be able to restore and bring it to its former glory. Eventually, outside of movies, we'd also like to get this. It does have a stage inside, outside of the big screen. So we would like to get that stage renovated to be able to put on, again, indoor small concerts, maybe, the school bands or chorus can utilize the space for different activities. Again, just really get it built back up to the way it should be and offer additional services with it as well. It's not uncommon. Cities and towns taking over ownership and operation of their theaters to keep it part of their town. It's a community service, basically, to their citizens.
Well, especially when you talk about the potential for bringing in school bands, school choruses to also kind of join that as well. That really does kind of encompass the community as a whole. And then your plans for the downtown that kind of coincide with it as well. With that, Kim, what are some additional plans for the city of Pana? We were just talking with Jessica Miller here on the morning show a little bit ago, and we were talking about the Pana elementary schools and the potential demolition for those. What's going on with that from your side of things?
So the city of Pana and the school district has had some talks as well, and there's actually a agreement, intergovernmental agreement between the two entities regarding the former Walmart building, which has sat empty since I believe the fall of 2018, and we're hoping to collaborate together and turn that building into a up-to-date technical and trade school for the community, for the students, for area surrounding areas as well. It will be quite a process. It will be quite some time before that happens. Obviously, it's a big endeavor, but we are looking forward to that endeavor, and I think it'll serve the community well. With that, I know the school district will be demolishing the two former grade schools in town because they have their new one built on the property adjacent to where the high school and the junior high is. Future plans for those lots don't have concrete plans, but once the buildings are demolished, the property will be gifted to the city, and then the city will make plans for future development on those pieces of land.
And thank you for filling me in on the use of the Walmart that is no longer in the building that it used to reside in, because it kind of brings it home a little bit in terms of, all right, well, yes, we are maybe removing two buildings, but here's what we're doing with one that's already standing. And to bring a trade school or the potential for it there, yes, it sounds like a massive endeavor that will take some time, but I think that's a great plan for it. And also just providing kids another opportunity to do something outside of university and college, because the trades and other things are just as important in so many ways. And
absolutely.
And kind of forgotten a little bit, Kim, forgotten about
definitely.
a little bit. So I love to hear that as well. When it comes built to connect both Taylorville and Pana, you were filling me in on something that I did not know. Could you tell me a little bit about that in this last minute here?
Sure. So the old railroad that ran from Pana all the way to Taylorville is now a bike trail. The entire stretch is actually owned by the city of Pana. And one of the big projects on that trail is the old train trestle. It's been in disrepair and actually pretty dangerous for quite some time. And the city, along with the city of Taylorville, has been working with funding through the Illinois Department of Transportation to get that train trestle removed and rebuilt so that you can have a continued flow of traffic all the way into Taylorville. We have finally secured funding for that and have awarded a bid for the project, and that work, a little bit of the work has already started, some tree removal, some moving of Ameren utilities, and we expect construction to begin later this year.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for joining me here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show to talk all things Pana. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Now, Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Pana Nokomis.
That FEMA had spent tens of millions of dollars on
food and lodging for those that are illegally in the country, while at the same time we were fighting FEMA not to terminate temporary housing benefits for people that lost it all in a flood.
Blackburn, speaking with the Salem Radio Network, presidential advisor Elon Musk reports his Doge team discovered $59 million had been spent on housing illegal aliens in New York City hotels. New York City Mayor Eric Adams may be off the hook.
Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove told prosecutors in New York that they were directed to dismiss the bribery charges against Adams immediately. Bove said the order was not based on the strength of evidence in the case, but rather because it had been brought too close to Adams' reelection campaign and was distracting from the mayor's efforts to assist the Trump administration's law and order priorities. Julie Walker, New York.
Found amid a Hezbollah weapons stockpile that had been seized by Israel,